Alright, back. Part 2. Fast forward to October, man. And fast forward to October. My friend, Miss K, asked me again. And she's like, hey Trey, I know you don't really want to do the daycare work. I know I can't pay you much, but could you do X, Y, and Z? Like, I was like, yeah, I can work. Like, shit, man. I just got my cards ready and shit. And the kid, like I was saying in the last video, how prominent the kids played in that vision. So, I just was all in on going to this daycare. You know what I'm saying? And upon before I went to the daycare though, my homeboy Rogue down there, Harriet Tubman, HTNT, Harriet Tubman Nat Turner, shout out to them. That group, man, they've been so great to me, man. They sent me up like 13 B suits, man, for me and the kids. And I thought that was just excellent because, like, man, towards the end of the year, them cheap B suits I got was getting the holes in them and shit. But, that was great, man. And I brought that up to the daycare, and, Miss K had talked to me right before that. But I'm like, yeah, like, we gonna be the farming daycare, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be the best daycare in Cleveland, and we gonna actually create these leaders of our future America, like, me and my homeboy said we was, and we're gonna do it out that daycare. And the daycare is called STEM Kids. It's right down the street from the farm, you know what I'm saying? From it's on Kinsman. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, not even a 5-minute drive. And it's not even a half, it's probably about a 10-15 minute walk tops, but that whole experience of seeing my future, or getting a version of my future going forward, you know what I'm saying, as far as going with the daycare thing, that's really probably been one of the most exciting things so far, is to come to this daycare and be able to implement this curriculum, and I've been working on this curriculum since about October, and I had an idea of what I wanted to do with it, but it changes or whatever. So, but anyway, now we in November. I'm at the daycare and I'm learning about these kids, and I'm just observing them. I spent the first couple months just watching the kids, paying attention to them, not really rocking the boat too much, you know what I'm saying? And then, after so when you work with kids at a daycare, right? Any daycare teacher will tell you this. When you first start working there, you're going to get sick, and I got sick. Partially from running around with them kids. I hadn't really ran around like that in a while. So my body was real sore. But then coming in there, like, they gave me some little bug, put me out for a couple of days. I'm pretty sure it wasn't COVID, but I was chilling, man. I just stayed in the house, felt better, came out, and got right back to the kids. And then after that, everybody started getting sick with COVID and shit. And my grandmother actually ended up getting sick the end of November and early December, you know what I'm saying? So, that was basically my November, just working with the kids and, my grandma getting sick, a little bit after Thanksgiving. And then coming into December, December was a tough month, like August was a tough month. 2021 was a year of really highs and really lows, because my grandmother ended up going to the hospital, ended up passing away in December, which was, really tough, man. But also very comforting at the same time, because I myself, before she had got sick, I kind of came to peace with death, and I just stopped giving a fuck about death. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not too worried about it no more. And then my grandma dies, you know, so I was happy that she didn't have to be down here paying bills and shit and all the stuff we got to do down here, you know. But, you know, at the same time, I'm gonna miss her physical presence, you know, and that kind of took me out, man. Just her going to the hospital and, you know, that whole thing getting drawn out and just knowing what was gonna happen, you know, was pretty tough. And just feeling what my family was feeling. It was hard. It was really hard. But, you know, comforting at the same time because my grandma was a very strong spirit. So, you know, I still don't even feel like she left. She here, you know, just can't call her no more. But, you know, she here, she helping. But, you know, come December time, though, I had kind of figured out what I wanted to do with the kids. And when I first got in, I wanted to kind of be the kids. I wanted to be the kids' biggest obstacle. You know, I want them to compete with me to build on teamwork. And we do that somewhat, but that's not the main point now. The main point is agriculture. You know, right now these kids, they're cool. They're actually pretty good kids. But, you know, I got to get them a certain kind of way in temperament and in behavior and thought process so that they can be around the bees, you know, on a regular basis. You know, this isn't a one-time visit. This is like, hey, we're going to be looking at these bees, interacting with these bees once a week. We're going to be interacting with our plants all the time. Like, this is a project where we have to really shape and mold the kids because, you know, the goal is to create leaders of our future America. So I think that we need leaders who are more patient, you know, who have more vision, leaders who are more in tune with the things that are alive around them, you know. And if I'm being honest, I don't give a fuck what anybody think their version of a leader is, okay? Because it ain't your organization, it's my organization, all right? So I'm creating a future that I want, okay? And if y'all want to create a future that y'all want, do that shit. I don't care. But I'm creating leaders that are more in tune. Fuck all that other shit y'all talking about, okay? So with that being said, the whole point of this curriculum, the whole point of what we're teaching them is to see themselves in nature and see nature in themselves, okay? Learn about the universe by learning about themselves and vice versa. And doing that will help them do everything else, you know what I'm saying? So, but with that being said, man, what we doing is just basically it's not overload because we're daycare, you know, so they sit in school all day. So we got to make learning fun and more interactive. So we just starting off with twice a week, you know, doing some really light stuff because as you can see, it's wintertime in the CLE. That rhymes, so I just went on ahead and said it. Fuck it. But, you know, that's where we're starting off and we just growing from there. You know what I mean? So this curriculum is about going to start talking about compost. And then we're going to end talking about compost by the time the year is over with. So we're going to start with birth. We're going to start actually with death. Then we're going to go to birth. And then we're going to finish with death. You know? It's going to be a circle, a cycle. And by the time they get back to death, they should get it. They should understand. You know, it should be able to start them on their trek, on their journey. You know, understanding where they at. You know? So, yeah. And we're going to... my goal is this, to create leaders who are more in tune. You know what I'm saying? And then part of that in tune is just knowing you black. You know what I'm saying? And knowing where we at as a people and what's important for them to do, their part in this. So, but yeah, that just brings you up to here, which is January. And, you know, right now in January, it's still more the same. You know, I'm doing a lot of work at the daycare, steady working on my curriculum on a daily basis. You know, the skeleton of the curriculum is done, but, you know, I won't officially be done till November. because I'm going through this process with the kids. You know, I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time, and once it's done, then I'll expand it to do more. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be well thought out. It's gonna be 365 days of science. You know what I mean? So can't nobody tell me this curriculum is trash. You know, because I'm using science. Like, you know, I'm going in here experimenting with these kids. You know, I'm seeing what they like, what they into. So, but yeah, man. But this is part 2, and that was just really my personal journey with Hood Honey from July to, you know, nowish. And I'm gonna make another video just to tell you about what the bees been up to, and, you know, my observations with the bees this first year. So peace to y'all. Y'all be good, man. Y'all stay up, keep y'all heads up. You know, yeah, stop listening to liars. Don't nobody like you. Okay, ain't nobody your friend out here. If you black, remember that for sure. You know, nobody likes you, bro or sis. Like, stop living in fantasy world. Don't nobody like you. Okay, even most of these black people don't like you. Okay, don't nobody like you. So start operating in a sense and knowing what time it is. All right, but I'm off my soapbox. Y'all be cool, man.